zone.
LaQuan definitely lives up to the sniper name.
I was just thinking that. At long range, picking his shots.
He does that very well. We saw that in his performance for us back in October. October, yes. Very long, beautiful strikes. At range, he is truly the sniper.
Yeah, and he does a great job of hiding that right hand way down the pipe. You can see the amount of bladedness in his stance, where he's really able to throw that with some serious distance. And that rear straight hand is going to be a big advantageous attack because LaQuan is southpaw and his opponent, Shivecharan, is orthodox, meaning both of their lead feet are on the same side, which drastically changes the striking dynamic and makes that rear hand that much more effective once foot dominance is established.
That foot dominance we discussed in an earlier fight is having your front foot by the pinky toe of your opponent's lead foot. So you can see that Quan already doing that. Watch the front foot of Quan. If he can get it to there, that pinky toe edge of Shivecharan, he'll be able to strike that much more effectively.
You know, because you keep your opponent directly in front of you in what I call your kill zone while you're just outside of your opponent's kill zone. They can still hit you, but it's not the same as having them right down the pipe. And Quan's doing a great job of establishing foot dominance and then coming in and landing a barrage of attacks.
Now, that was a moment I have yet to have seen before. Not only did Shivecharan lose his mouthpiece, it fell through the cage. That was impressive.
And he had to have one of the workers put it in because the referee didn't grab it. So that was interesting. For Shivecharan, he mentioned that one of the biggest adjustments in this fight camp was learning how to fight against a southpaw like Quan.
And Quan uses his southpaw effect so well.
And so the big advantage with being the southpaw against the orthodox, the majority of the time you're playing this foot dominance game. For orthodox fighters, that's not the case. This is the exception. But for a southpaw, it's almost every round you have. And it can make such a drastic difference when this dynamic's change and whoever's better at playing that game. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from round one.
There we see some of that foot dominance by Quan Darling. And that flurry he let go against the cage that led to the loss of the mouthpiece of Shankum Shivecharan. I just like saying that.
Yeah, it's a good nickname. I'm a fan of that one.
I mean, it's no bulletproof troop, but it'll do.
Agreed. Agreed. Hey, don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Instantly, I got the Untouchables playing in my head. They put one of ours in the hospital. We put one of theirs in the morgue.
Sean Connery in the house, baby. That's a throwback. That's a really good throwback movie for all the kids at home.
Yeah. There's your homework, kids. Go watch The Untouchables. That's a great movie. After that, watch Roadhouse so you know why pain don't hurt.
Some classics right here. We're putting you all on some game. Whoa!
So Turner coming out like this is the last round of the fight and he's trying to win it.
Yeah, coming out and trying to really utilize a lot of pressure very early on.
Nice spinning elbow there. And now Shivecharan's kind of like, all right, your turn. You got to keep the pressure going if you want it to be effective for you.
Yeah, and it really seems like whoever's moving forward thus far in the fight is having the better moments.
Both men are excellent at being the hammer. But if you're very good at being the hammer, you're not always good at being the nail.
100% agree with that. So something worth noting, twice now, maybe 3 times we've seen Shankum exit to his right, which can be a dangerous place to move because you are walking into your opponent's rear attack.
Interesting, we've seen the pace of Quan slow down here, and that is definitively into the response to the increased pressure from Shankum Shivecharan.
You're 100% right. Sometimes just applying a little bit of pressure, even if it's not necessarily pretty, but coming in and trying to put your hands in your opponent's face. And the best defense is a strong offense.
And just making that person hesitate, getting in their head a little bit, creating that second thought is all it takes sometimes to get them off their best game.
And Shivecharan's looking so much more comfortable, throwing a variety of different attacks, including spinning strikes, spinning back elbows, spinning kicks. The sniper doing a good job of really trying to keep things at range and reset for a second.
And very defensive responsible is LaQuan Darling. The old kick in the butt kick. It's one of the best ways to stop a spinning attack is kick the person right in the butt.
A lot faster.
Yeah.
That was a great round. It's a tough round to give one. I'd give one to Darling. Let's take a look at the highlights right here. The immediate pressure, and it's hard to tell if that was a little bit of a wobble or just knocking him off balance.
I think it was more of the latter. Just kind of caught him off balance, especially after the first strike. But still, that's something that maybe the judges saw it differently.
One of the things I always love from the Rocktown corner is the traditional Thai style of keeping the legs up, massaging the legs, getting the blood out of them. This is one of those great throwbacks to the classic Thai. I love it.
That's what the goal is for people listening at home. When you put the legs up like that, massaging, we're helping massage out a lot of the waste products that are created by muscle contractions, particularly lactic acid, which is one of the things that causes the quote-unquote burn in the muscles.
As was talked about in Rocky, you can never weaken the legs. You never want to weaken the legs.
Here we go in our third round of this title fight. This fight is brought to you by Elite Living and Health.
Good sweep right there. Good start to the round for Shivecharan.
And he pulled a little page out of Javier Singh's book. Not just the takedown, but the stare down after. A little bit of psychological warfare.
Almost looked like potentially a little frustration out of Darling as well when he kind of got up. He got up quick, almost like...
I'd really like to see Shivecharan go back to that pressure we saw in round 2. That's where he was super effective.
Agreed, and even if it's not, like here he's come out and thrown a couple big attacks. Come out, pop, 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 pop. Rhythm and a good amount of attacks in a barrage as opposed to just a single bigger attack. Whoa!
Good read by LaQuan Darling there.
Yeah, and that is a good thing that Shivecharan had his hands up, because had his hands been a little lower, he might have eaten that on the jawline. And chins to chins, baby. Not a great place to be.
Exactly. Nice hands by LaQuan Darling, but there's the sniper again. But what that comes from is the wilting pressure of Shivecharan. He's gone away from that heavy pressure we saw earlier in round 2. He's letting Quan be in the driver's seat. Beautiful left hand by LaQuan Darling again. The only thing I dislike about the pressure of Shivecharan is he's coming in not very defensively responsible. His hands there, they're not in guard position.
I'd like to see Quan continue to throw these kicks to almost the arm, because when you hit somebody in the arm, given it's not a knockout strike, but you're starting to chip away at their sword and make their sword more dull to counterattack you with.
Exactly. Putting lactic acid, as we discussed earlier, in that arm. Make that arm come out that much slower.
See, he's looking for those high kicks. He reads that Shivecharan's hands are a little low. And we're only at the end of the third round here. We have 2 more rounds for Quan to continue to try and look for that head kick knockout. I agree with you guys that Shivecharan needs to get back to being a lot more of a pressure offensive fighter, because those have been his best moments of the fight, particularly in the second round.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. All of that third round is him to stay in the driver's seat. And if I'm in his corner, I'm giving him that same advice. Get back in the driver's seat. Push the pace. You've got to be the one leading the dance. You're going forward. Because when LaQuan Darling can dictate the distance, that's where it's pretty. That's where he gets to look down his scope as the sniper and pick his shot.
You are exactly right, Sensei James.
You figure after 27 years of martial arts, I might know a little thing or two, right? Actually, just past 27, this past Wednesday. Wednesday was 27 years.
Happy martial arts anniversary. Changed my life, and I'm sure after 27 years, it's changed yours.
And it's given me the tools to help others change theirs as well, which is my favorite part of it.
The power of martial arts. Well, as we get into the fourth round, it makes me wonder how much gas both these guys have left in the tank. We saw Shivecharan having great pressure in 2. The pressure slowed down a little in 3. He needs to keep it up in 4, in my opinion, if he wants the momentum to stay in his favor. But it has been a very tough, a very competitive fight thus far.
can't stay back out of range.
Agreed. But like you said, with having the sniper looking down the scope at range, not the place to be doing it. He had some great moments with the overwhelming pressure in the second round. Now we're seeing the sniper just starting to pick at him a little bit from a distance.
And to go back to your analogy about knife to a gunfight, if you think about it like this, when the gunfighter has distance, the fight is in their favor. When the knife fighter can close the distance, the fight is in their favor. So that's what Shivecharan's got to do. He's got to be the knife fighter. He's got to be coming forward. Because when Darling can stay at his range, use his distance, he's going to land his tools just like you showed us there.
Whoa, that head kick finally got through. Didn't do a ton of damage, but Darling has now landed the head kick one time. Oh, and almost again. The way we're seeing Shivecharan lean down to get his head off the center line is putting his head in a very dangerous position. And we see LaQuan, the Dragon Sniper, looking to take advantage of that and land a big head kick with his rear leg.
Nice. I like how we see Quan differentiating. He throws the lead hook to put Shivecharan's head to the side he wants it. Sometimes a body kick comes, sometimes a head kick comes, sometimes it's a straight left hand. So Shivecharan never really knows where to put that head and keep it safe.
And he's also been mixing up with throwing some leg kicks, where you're throwing a variety of different attacks to a variety of different targets.
Exactly. You want to overwhelm your opponent's senses. There's a lot of variables in fighting, especially in Muay Thai, where there's so many weapons in play. Left hand, left elbow, left knee, left shin, right shin. When you put all those different weapons in play and you create all those different variables for your opponent, they never know what to read next.
Yeah, being unpredictable is one of the best things you can be in fighting, because the more predictable you become, the easier you become to counter. So by mixing it up makes it so much harder for your opponent to know what's coming, where to defend, what to look for, and how to counterattack.
Absolutely. If my count is correct, we are headed to the 5th and final round.
I believe that we are headed to the 5th and final round, baby. Championship rounds. Shivecharan doing the right thing by coming out with a little bit of pressure. LaQuan immediately back on the offense, looking for that rear head kick.
Nice left hand there.
Shivecharan did a good job. Looked like he was a little hurt for a second. Closed the distance and clinched up, able to buy himself a little bit of time to recover and shut down the offense of Darling.
And he's got to be busier here. He's got to give the referee a reason to keep them here. Otherwise, they'll get separated back out to that distance that we know Quan Darling wants.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. Letting go of this clinch, disengaging, turning it back into a little gunfight, and then re-engaging the clinch, but not getting completely a distance like this, where we've seen Quan do so well with his sniper skills.
Nice. Beautiful distance run from Quan Darling.
Whoa. And these boys are in the pocket gunfighting. The thing about gunfighting sometimes is something wild can come out of nowhere.
Now, you notice right there, and it's something we've been talking about all fight long, as Shivecharan pressured forward looking for that clinch, it really shut down the offense of Quan Darling. It just shows what a difference there is when Matthew puts that pressure forward.
You know, a tough thing about that, though, to constantly be pushing the gas and moving towards a guy who's landed some shots on you can gas you or can make you tired, and it can also be a little mentally handicapping when you just can't necessarily put the guy down or get anything crazy big going.
Exactly. However, to your point earlier, sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and if Quan Darling isn't really throwing as you're coming forward at him, come forward at him.
I agree 100%. I feel like both guys have had their best moments moving forward.
Good flurry there from Darling.
Beautiful fight. Really hard fought battle for both guys for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 2-minute rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for our decision. All judges scored a card 49-46 with your winner by unanimous decision and your new men's Muay Thai 145-pound featherweight champion, LaQuan, the Dragon Sniper Darling. Ladies and gentlemen, belting our champion today, we have Caesar from Black Ink, from the show Black Ink. We have Caesar from the show Black Ink belting our new champion, LaQuan, the Dragon Sniper Darling.
And a shutout this evening for Striking 101.
And it's nothing new for him. Just such a experienced gym when it comes to getting flex titles, and just another one. As in how we go.
I'm here with your winner, LaQuan, the Dragon Sniper Darling. And LaQuan, sometimes people get in here and listen to your fans out here. Make some noise for your champion. LaQuan, sometimes people get in and they get a quick knockout or something like that. That was a very hard-fought victory. Does it mean that much more for you to having to really fight for it?
Yeah, of course. You know, shout out to Roxanne. They're the #1 Muay from her school in the country. For those who don't know what that means, they got the best technical Muay Thai fighters, and I wanted to compete with them. I'm a kickboxer. This is my first ever Muay Thai fight. First ever Muay Thai fight, and I got the belt. I come from kickboxing. My team is so good. My team is so tough. They were screaming at me in the corner. They had me thinking I was losing the fight. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm being super technical. I feel like I'm winning. But they made me feel like I wasn't winning, but they pushed me to go get this W. Shout out to my opponent again. And yeah.
So only one person gets in the cage and fights, but that person is developed by the team around them. And when you came out tonight, a bunch of your teammates from Striking 101 had belts over their shoulder. How much does it mean to you to be taking home a belt with the rest of your team?
You know, I didn't think I could be a champion until I came to Striking 101, until I met Sensei Ruiz, until I met Dutch, until I met Joshu Chris, Alex, so many guys, so the whole team, guys, I forgot you, I'm sorry. Yeah, man, you know, everyone's a champion, so it pushes you to be a champion, and I'm glad finally a champion. First Muay Thai fight, first belt, let's go.
Make some noise for your Flex Fight Series featherweight Muay Thai champion, LaQuan, the Dragon Sniper Darling.